Hey guys, welcome back. It's Painkiller already for the 5th week. We have our usual ensemble of clowns and midgets, and who do we have as our guest this week?
Hey, it's me, Brad Jones of Cinema Snob.
Nice. I'm loving the radio voice, man. I'm already digging it.
I like it a lot too.
So
that's a nice voice. And of course, as always, got myself and Woody's gamer tag as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna steal Woody's intro. Woody doesn't even get to talk now.
I'm okay.
Dude, bummer. That's harsh.
So
Well,
go ahead, Blake. I was going to say you had some Cinema Snob questions?
Yes, I do. I said I'm happy to have you on, Brad, because I didn't catch you on your YouTube phase. I caught you on the rebound where Spoonie had called you out and said, "Well, he's not on YouTube no more. Where can you find him?" And
Well, that works out because my stuff now is a lot better than it ever was on YouTube.
I went back and watched everything you did. I was hooked from the first thing. That's why I asked you about the before we started. I asked you about how many hits you get, because I noticed on your site, like some of your older videos, like Burial Grounds only has like 5 comments, while some of your newer stuff has over 70.
Yeah. Like in that particular case, I mean, the Burial Ground video had been on for had been available for quite a while. So when that particular video was on YouTube, it had a lot of comments. But when it was first put on the cinemasnob.com, it was put in there within like a stretch of like a few days where like a total of maybe 50 or 60 videos had been put up, and it was all like my backlog. So a lot of those didn't particularly get a lot of comments on like the cinemasnob.com, but on YouTube, since they've been there for a couple of years, they certainly got a lot on there.
Yeah, I mean, you could have Woody Kataka test me. I'll be like, "You ever heard of the Simmerstein?" They'd be like, "No." I'm like, "What the fuck you doing? Living under a rock?"
Yeah. he's a huge fan.
Thank you very much.
I love old movies, and I've probably seen almost every movie known to man.
Nice. Even some classic obscure ones like Porno Holocaust or Curse of the Cannibal Confederates.
Have you seen Russian Ninja?
I've seen the Cannibal Confederates. Yep.
Have you seen Russian Ninja?
Oh my god.
My subscribers keep talking about Russian Ninja. They said it's famous.
Russian
bad.
Ninja.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen Russian Ninja. I'm sure I probably own it. with a lot of the stuff that I get in the mail. I'm just looking at my shelf right now. I see there's Robot Ninja, there's Ninja Terminator. I'm sure somewhere I probably own that, but no, I've never seen that one. I've never seen that one before.
So did you like give your address out to like listeners and fans and stuff so they can?
If someone writes to me and says they have something they want to send me, I give them an address to send it to. Like I don't have it listed on my site or anything like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't do. I've given my address out twice because people have sent. We do gaming videos, and people have sent me games before because they wanted me to play a certain game, and but yeah, I would be pretty hesitant to do that, especially if I was I don't know, Wings of Redemption. Because I mean, best case scenario, you're gonna get some dog shit in the mail. Worst case scenario,
it's no different than what I usually review. Someone sent me dog shit. Fantastic. This is a step up.
Oh, here's a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Painkiller already actor of the year. Well, our dedicated actor is William Shatner.
Oh hell yes.
Do you think he could beat Pierre Kirby in a fist fight?
Let's see. In the 80s, back when as much as William Shatner is one of my favorite actors of all time. Pierre Kirby, he's pretty quick. He's pretty fast. He's got some pretty good moves. Back in the day, you go back to like
little Bob and
87. You go back to like 87, 88. Yeah, I think Pierre Kirby would probably win that.
I'm watching him. I didn't know who Pierre Kirby was, and I'm sure some of our listeners, I'm positive won't know. Just type in Pierre Kirby. I'm watching him right now. He's dressed as like a lot like a Power Ranger. If my
is it where he's wearing? Is it
the Power Rangers?
Is it the one where he's wearing the pink?
He's got yellow pants with like a white. I don't know, like kimono type thing on, and he's got a red bandana.
I think that's Zombie versus Ninja.
Full Metal Ninja. It's
Full Metal Ninja is the one where he's wearing pink. Full Metal Ninja, he wears a pink jumpsuit and a yellow bandana.
That's the one I'm looking at. This guy can definitely beat William Shatner. Where's the question here?
Hey, I'm talking about T.J. Hooker, William Shatner here.
No. We're talking about.
Oh, so you're asking if Peter Kirby?
Shatner.
You're asking if Peter Kirby can beat Shatner's stunt double?
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about the William Shatner who beat up the Lizard Man on that planet.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Shatner's got a
one.
6-shot service revolver versus Peter Kirby's 1-shot pirate gun.
Well, then you got to look at Thunder the Gigantic Serpent, because in that one, Peter Kirby's got a 45.
Yeah, I'm
he's got
watching
a
it
1911.
with a beret on, a red beret and some camos. Is that the movie you're talking about?
That's Thunder that's actually my favorite one of his, Thunder the Gigantic Serpent. He's not in that one as much as he's in a lot of the other ones, but as far as like the whole movie in itself goes, that's actually my favorite one of his.
This might be a 1911. It'd probably jam up.
Oh. Oh.
I'm sorry. I try not to do inside jokes in the podcast, but Wings and I had a discussion about this, and he thinks that 1911s are super reliable, but they're widely known not to be. The first thing you do is get work on them so they become reliable. That was the thing.
My thing is, you don't make a handgun 99 years and have it be unreliable.
You don't let 100 years go by and not notice some sort of room for improvement. But anyway,
Exactly.
We're on the wrong topic here. We're here to talk about Pierre Kirby's fighting prowess.
Exactly.
All right. Here's another thing.
The Lizard Man would have destroyed him. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I've never seen Pierre Kirby fuck some blue bitches. I haven't done it.
Exactly.
That's because he didn't make enough movies. You'd given him some time, guaranteed he would have.
Go ahead, Wings. You got more?
Yeah, I got more. The big movie that came out last week, which is the week I was hoping to have Brad on, which is the Robin Hood.
Oh, yeah.
And I haven't seen this movie yet, but I just heard the title and I loathe. You know that deep, deep inner sigh?
Uh-huh.
What do you think about the movies in their new age where everything's a remake and everything's like a rehash of something else? You got the things like...
I don't care. Honestly, remakes, they've been around since the dawn of movies. I mean, yeah, there certainly are a lot nowadays, but it's not a new thing. It's always been going on. Even some movies that are remakes of something, they're remakes of something that already was a remake.
Yeah.
Like the remake of Last House on the Left. Well, 1972 Last House on the Left was a remake of The Virgin Spring. There's a prequel to The Thing coming out, and one from the 80s was a remake. So I don't get as angry about it as a lot of other people do. As long as it's okay. I mean, certainly there are crap remakes out there. There's the Prom Night remake. There's the Stepfather remake, The Hitcher. There's the April Fool's Day remake. I mean, there are some horrible, horrible remakes out there. Friday the 13th was terrible. Yeah, the Friday the 13th remake. But as long as it's an okay movie, I'm not going to complain that it's a remake. Does it need to exist? No, but it does, and if it's okay, but if it exists and it's okay, then there'll always be the original.
I'm hesitant to even call it a remake, but how do you feel about movies like The Dark Knight and how that basically it seems like a lot of the newer remakes that are remakes, they're going toward a more darker version of the classic.
I think that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. Because certainly before The Dark Knight, before Batman Begins, my favorite Batman movie was the 1989 Michael Keaton, and that by far was the darkest of that whole quadrilogy. That and the second and Batman Returns. So yeah, I like that. It's back to being incredibly dark. I think that's cool when you put some kind of dark spin on something.
Yeah, whenever Tim Burton.
I'll jump in. I was gonna say I'm not the movie guy here, but to me, a good movie is a good movie. It doesn't matter if it's a remake.
Yeah. That's
they're all.
Yeah,
remakes,
I mean,
but you're not gonna have a new.
I mean,
story.
I'm the guy who loves like Italian knockoff movies like Bruno Mattei's Terminator 2 and Jaws 5 and stuff like that. So there is part of me that is kind of like, well, I I feel kind of hypocritical if I if I trashed one thing for being a ripoff, but one of my favorite directors is Bruno Mattei, who all of it, every other one of his movies is a exploitation flick.
I liked Dark Knight. I liked the new Star Trek. And
I love it.
They were well done. The new Star Trek in particular, with the whole time travel thing, I thought they found
that was fantastic.
They had an elegant way to sort of say, look, we're going to tell a Star Trek story, and we're not going to follow the canon that was there before, and this is why. And it's like,
It basically opened the window for 5 more Star Trek movies that are nothing like what we've seen before.
Exactly. And I love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more. It'll be fucking fantastic.
But see me, I'm the other way. I mean, I don't want to watch a Nightmare on Elm Street movie without Robert Englund.
I know, right? Like, come on.
I don't want to do it. I mean, just don't make them.
If it was any other person besides Jackie Earle Haley, I would have been pissed off. But Jackie Earle Haley was pretty good.
I don't know. The new guy in the new guy's makeup, he looks like a real burn victim, not like Robert Englund did. He looks like. It looks like to me that if I threw some vinegar on this guy or like some alcohol or something, I'd be all set because he'd just be screaming and writhing in pain. Like I'm not afraid of this guy.
I don't necessarily think so. He gets his hands chopped off in the movie, and that didn't faze him. I don't think vinegar's the guy.
That's an effective counter argument. I'm going with the cinema snob here.
I gotta go with this one as well. Another thing that's ticked me off about movies recently is the lack of sequel numbers. This is bothering me.
It's just like a subtitle or something.
No, like Rambo, for example. Nothing can stop Rambo from being Rambo 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have still seen it. Yeah. And the fact is, like, Rambo is not a good example in the next point. Like, all these films are going for, like, PG-13 ratings now instead of the R rating.
Oh, yes. I refuse to go see any movie that's edited down to a PG-13. Like, I'll wait till the DVD comes out and watch it uncut. There's no way. That would be like paying to watch an edited movie on TBS. It makes absolutely no sense. In regards to slasher films, it makes absolutely no sense. It's pathetic. If you edit down a slasher film to a PG-13, it's the equivalent of editing the funny parts out of a comedy. It makes no sense.
That lack of sequel numbers is headed over to video games too. Like Resident Evil had numbers. It's cool, but like Dead to Rights Retribution, what is that? Dead to Rights 2 maybe? So it's a trend that's headed.
I think the worst example of that recently was when they called Final Destination 4 The Final Destination.
God.
Which, even if you're calling it that to say this is the Final Destination, the final one, it still makes absolutely no sense because they're making another one.
Imagine in like 5 years when like people don't really remember those movies and and some video stores trying to organize those movies and they've got Final Destination and The Final Destination and they're like, what the fuck? Which one was first?
Video store.
Are these the same fucking movie?
What is this video store you speak of? That problem will solve itself.
I think video stores are becoming a thing of the past. Maybe it's just in my area, but like...
Unfortunately, you're right. The video store that I used to work at just closed like last week.
Same thing here.
Must have been a movie gallery.
Yep.
Ours was a Hollywood Video.
Ours was
like all the Hollywood.
Yeah, which is owned by Movie Gallery.
Yeah. Like all of them were closed down. Like I was sad, man. I loved working there. I thought it was great. But we still have. I don't know if where you guys are, they have the Family Video chain. Which is, if you don't, Family Video is just great because it's called that. Yet it's like the video store like in town that carries all the porn. So they're still up and running here in the Midwest. But yeah, they're like the only ones here in town that are still going strong.
I wonder if Blockbuster lost out on a lot of potential revenue by not having any porn in it.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm sure
pornography is the that's why VHS won. All right, no, it is.
I've heard
VHS
that.
not have won if they had not put porn on it. That's why HD, what was it, HD DVD would not do porno.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
They like the format decided they weren't going to support pornography.
I believe so.
Why? I mean, if I could put porno on my YouTube videos, I would do it.
Oh my God, I have
Some
100,000
people,
some
some companies, ironically, they get fucked by their own morals.
Is Blockbuster run by Mormons or something like that? I heard that rumor. Is it true?
They're run by I don't know, but they're run by people who they don't stock porn. They used to not stock anything higher than an R rating, so you would never find like an uncut version of. I think nowadays you can find uncut stuff in there, but it used to be that nothing higher than an R, so no NC-17, no unrated stuff, and no porn, which is why I never shopped at Blockbuster. To my recollection, I've never had an account at Blockbuster Video.
Yeah,
they got money.
Blockbuster shut down in my area, but I didn't even miss them. I had switched over to Netflix a year before, and that's why
I signed up for a Zune account, so I'm pretty good set.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the one good thing about the movie store going out of business, I think they said they're completely shutting down in like 3 months. So I'm gonna be going there. I'm gonna be getting a lot of cheap DVDs and video games. I'm clearing them out because I know they're gonna be selling that stuff cheap.
Dude.
A movie that I've always wanted to see that I've never seen, and it's kind of stupid because I'm a pretty big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, and I've seen the Hercules movie he had.
Hercules in New York.
Hercules in New York.
Yeah.
I've seen one where he was the cowboy and he wasn't even the main character.
The villain. Yeah, the villain. Yeah, that was a good one.
Of course, Conan the Barbarian movies, all those. I've seen them all, except for the one where he's the Russian police officer. It's like Red something.
Red Heat? You've never seen Red Heat?
Never seen Red Heat.
Dude, Red Heat's one of his best. Oh my God, Red Heat is awesome.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh man, dude, yeah, go pick up Red Heat. Oh my God, yeah, if you're an Arnold fan, it is glorious.
I've seen Red Heat with James Belushi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Back in the 80s when James Belushi didn't completely suck.
Oh, man. I can't think of an Arnold movie that I haven't seen. I mean, I've literally seen every single one of his movies except
Same here, yeah. I agree. I cannot think of one. Oh man, I fucking grew up on the Arnold movies. I've even seen like Scavenger Hunt.
I've seen them all, yeah.
Yeah. Pumping Iron and.
Oh, Pumping Iron was one of his best.
Pumping Iron's great.
I think his worst has got to be Hercules in New York, though. I remember there's one part where
Hercules in New York is it's at least hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny. Like the guy tells him he's like I'm the captain. You have to salute me or something. He's like no man is superior to Hercules.
No matter what version you watch of that, it is hilarious. On the one hand, you got the dubbed version where they dub over Arnold, and it's just hysterical. Then on the other, you have the regular audio version when he does not know a word of English when he made that movie. He literally does not understand what he's saying. So right there, like either version you watch is just comedic gold.
Oh man!
All right, I'm gonna share one more. I got one more thing. Me and Kyle was just talking about this. It might be me and Crunk Skunk. Well, Death Wish is getting remade, and I'm a huge Charles Bronson fan, and Sylvester Stallone is doing it.
See, yeah, I got a problem with that. Like, and I like Sylvester Stallone. Same with Arnold. I mean, I've seen about all the Stallone movies. But my only problem with that is that Death Wish and movies like Death Wish, like The Exterminator, and like even like Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon, movies like that are really effective because it's just this regular, ordinary guy who's pushed to the limit and goes vigilante. Stallone, and I really like Stallone. I don't want to see him as Paul Piercy.
He's too built. I mean,
he's too built. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, and
that's why I said.
Here are the two guys that I wanted. Number one would be Jim Carrey. Number two would be Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell would be
Jim Carrey. I want Jim Carrey to be Paul Kersey.
I could see Jim Carrey taking on.
Really?
I mean, as much as I didn't like the number 23, he was good in it.
Wait, what? Oh, that maybe I didn't see that. But has Jim Carrey played any serious roles?
Yeah, number 23.
Oh yeah. Yeah, number 23 was a psychological thriller.
He was that Spotless Sunset on a Spotless Mind.
Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah, Eternal Sunshine.
The Majestic.
The Majestic. Good. Jim Carrey's a good actor.
I mean, like, just look at Cable Guy, for example. It's not one of his more serious movies, but he goes dark in that movie. And you can see he can be a fun-loving guy, and then when, you know, like his wife and kids get raped, he just turns into, like, this zoned-out, dark character.
Yeah, I would much rather see that than Sylvester Stallone play Paul Kersey.
And I think Kurt Russell has played parts where he's kind of that kind of guy anyway. Like what's that movie, The Breakdown or whatever? Breakdown.
Breakdown was great. Remember what was it called? Unlawful Entry with Kurt Russell and Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Where that was great. Ray Liotta's the crazy cop stalking him. That was a good one.
Liotta could probably pull that off. I like all those guys, even Val Kilmer. But I do think that Jim Carrey or Kurt Russell would be my top two. But Stallone is obviously going to make it into light. Stallone's going to go hardcore with it, and
Michael Keaton there. I would put Michael Keaton.
Oh, Michael Keaton be another good choice.
Yeah.
I'm cool with Stallone directing the movie, but he needs to not take the top billing. He needs to get another actor to play Paul Kersey.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's already in production.
Yeah. You know, I'll still go see it, but I don't like that choice.
I mean, I bet it's gonna be it'll be ultra violent, and it's got to be an R-rated movie. You can't make that.
It's going to be an R-rated. Stallone already said that.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Oh man, did you see, the last Rambo was great. It was like, wow, it was freaking Rambo crossed with Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, I like when he disemboweled the guy at the end. And I love that they make your villain a pedophile. That's like a cherry on the top. Like
dude, oh my god! I remember when that happened in the movie. I'm sitting in the theaters like, as if this guy wasn't evil enough already. He's this crazy genocidal dictator, and on top of that, he's a pedophile. That was glorious. Yeah, I agree.
It's like I mean, imagine if they did it in Star Wars. If Darth Vader's come to my chambers, little Padawan. You know, like he is the most evil man in the galaxy.
Best space movie ever.
What are your off side? You're not a Death Wish fan?
You know, I just don't have the movie background you guys do. Death Wish.
Death Wish,
dude,
man.
Even I'm too young for Death Wish. When did that come out?
74.
I was freaking 1. Like,
I'm 24. I'm 24, Woody. I've seen them all.
You're retro, baby.
I remember there was a marathon one day on one of the movie channels, and I don't remember which movie channel it was, but it wasn't one of the like pussy ones that like cut all the language out. It was like a legit version of the movie. And I watched like all, I don't know, there's like, what is it, like 4 or 5? Yeah, I watched them all. By the 5th one, that dude's like 80 years old.
Still choking bitches out with a shotgun.
Charlie Bronson, he was still doing cop flicks in the 80s, man. Like Murphy's Law, that was cool. 10 to Midnight was really cool. Even when he was like freaking pushing 70, man, he was.
I don't like that. I don't like it when actors play, outside their physical abilities.
I don't mind that as long as they look the part. As long as they look for the part for it, I have absolutely no problem with it whatsoever. And Charles Bronson, even Sylvester Stallone now, still looks the part for these characters. I have a problem with it when they don't, when it's like Roger Moore in A View to a Kill. He's 60 years old playing James Bond, is sweating bullets every time he takes a step.
Yeah.
That bugs me a lot. And even Stallone in what was the last Rambo film called?
Rambo. No number.
That's right. Yeah, No Number, right. So even in that film, look, he was in good shape, but he wasn't, ready to take on an army at that point.
But at least he looked, and he still does look a lot younger than he actually is. And when Stallone pops up in a movie like that, like Rambo, he is, at least in Rambo, and even in Rocky Balboa, he is playing the age that he actually is. which
Yeah, he makes
I
light
think helps. Which I think helps.
Like the bulk of the character was the age that he actually is, but there were scenes where he, did things that 22-year-olds are supposed to be doing, not 62-year-olds.
Oh, are you kidding? I couldn't even have done that stuff when I was 22. Oh my god!
I get that that's movies, but I don't know. They shouldn't pick guys because of their names when they're all washed up. I'm ready for some new action stars. Who are the new action stars now?
Oh my God, there aren't any, are there? Like The Rock turned into a pussy overnight, and like Vin Diesel has like made flop after flop, just making bad choices.
Yeah, I don't want these new freaking guys. I still want the.
What about the guy?
What was Jason Statham rocks? He's the best new action hero. Is Jason Statham?
Is he?
Jason
the guy that did the driver?
What you trying to say? You don't like Matt Damon?
Who's the guy?
Right,
what the hell is that movie called?
Stars.
Is it the driver, the guy who delivers packages?
Jason Statham.
Yeah, the transporter. Jason Statham.
The transporter. That's what I'm going for. So he does a pretty good job.
Come on, Kyle. You got to say you trying to say The Bourne Supremacy wasn't an action film?
No,
I like The Bourne
This is what I'm
Supremacy.
talking about. When you're comparing, all right, look at.
I'm not a Matt Damon fan. You got to convince me.
All right, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone and the type of. Look at movies like Commando. Look at movies where you've got a man who literally picks up a tree, a man who literally picks up a car and pushes it off a cliff, like a guy who flips a car over with his bare hands, somebody who can hold somebody off a cliff by their bare hands. Stallone, like fighting whatever that Russian guy's name was, played by He-Man himself. Like those are action stars.
Yeah.
Like I don't see Matt Damon.
Drago.
See, I disagree with you. I don't mind an action star being a little closer to a normal person. I think Jason Statham is a good example of that. They still pull it off.
I think it depends on the action movie.
And who's the guy that plays Wolverine?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. That guy.
Good.
They act like he's buff, but he's not all that buff.
Oh my God, are you kidding? All right, I'm sending you a picture right now. You don't know what you're talking about, my friend.
I know what you're saying. Hugh Jackman is very buff, but he's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger pumping iron.
Mr. Universe.
If you were to stick Hugh Jackman, and look, he's a strong guy. I'm looking at pictures of him now. But if you were to put him next to some of the other guys in their prime, like Stallone or Schwarzenegger, he'd be a small guy compared to them.
I think it depends on the kind of action movie, because whereas Arnold Schwarzenegger works great in like Commando, Matt Damon clearly would not. But at the same time, Arnold Schwarzenegger wouldn't be the best choice for Jason Bourne. At least with the kind of Jason Bourne movie they made. Yeah. But
I mean, look at an action star like James Bond. James Bond is not a guy who like beats people up because he's super strong. He's more of a Jason Bourne type deal. I can't believe I'm comparing them in that order. But like
bastard.
I think you're forgetting. Charles Bronson made this character that Matt Damon's pretty much influencing. Because Paul Kersey was an older man that couldn't physically beat people up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, so yeah, I guess you're right. But I mean, like.
But it makes you feel good when you see Eastwood punch out young punks.
I like it.
Hell yes.
What's his line from, shucks, I suck with my movie trivia. His recent movie where he went up against like an Asian gang.
Get off my lawn.
Punks like you up 6 foot high and use your sandbags.
That's not the one, though. But do this one. Gran Torino. I can't do imitations, but there's that, ever run into someone you shouldn't have fucked with? That's me.
He points at himself. He's like,
shouldn't have fucked with.
It was awesome.
That's such an awesome scene because that guy is out there. All right, there are guys like that. I know guys who are sort of like that. He's riding by in his pickup truck and he sees these guys. He pulls over. He's like, "What the hell you think you spooks are doing?" They're like, "Spooks."
That's with this 1960s insult.
He whips out that 45 and points it at him. It's like, he's like, if anything goes wrong, like he's not even gonna hestate. He's just gonna kill him. You can tell, like that character, he's ready to kill him.
Assuming that it didn't jam.
Oh my!
I was assuming that.
Oh man, the 1911 is gonna open your eyes one day.
They're expensive. I don't have one, but it'll happen.
I'm about to send you a link, Woody. You need to go over this because there is no Glock society.
Oh, please!
You're always on
rabid Glock
prop
community.
it. Just prop it. We know. Okay. And I'm on the fence on both ways. I own both guns. I like them both. I haven't had any issues out of both. They're good guns. They're great guns. And the 1911 has a lot of history. It's 100 year old. It's 99 years old. I get it. It's a great gun. I like it.
I have a Sega Menacer.
There you go.
Sorry.
Hey, speaking of guns, Wings, would you tell us the story about when you got shot?
Oh no.
No, dude, people ask for this week after week.
All right. I mean, it's not much of a story.
Dude, you got shot. How can it's gonna be good?
Yeah, already, it's a great story.
It isn't that much of a story. It's not like I was a badass, doing 5 flips to try to beat somebody up.
Mm-hmm.
If you did 5 flips, you'd have to be rolling down a hill.
But if it ends with someone getting shot, it's automatically a great story. It could be something simple like, I was sitting there eating my Honey Nut Cheerios and I got shot.
Yeah, dude, an accidental discharge is a fairly good story, but you were shot in a crime. Tell me.
Yeah. Well, what it is I was 15. I just got home from Conway High School, and at that time we were living in the projects. We lived in Holt Gardens, which is off 378, US 378. It's a rundown black community. Is what it is. It's project government housing, Section 8 housing, made for by your man Bill Clinton. Well, somebody decided to steal my mama's Monte Carlo. It was an old Monte Carlo 2-door.
So now wait, you come up to the car and you see a guy actively trying to break a window or?
No, he was in the car at that time. He was driving away.
All right. So help me paint the scene here. You hear something that makes you go to the car?
I was walking because the bus stopped. There was 2 streets. There was Hudson Street. There was Hawk Street. I lived on Hudson Street. And the bus dropped me off at the end of it. We lived all the way at the cul-de-sac because the street went down and cul-de-sac.
Uh-huh.
And I seen this guy breaking the window of our car, and he was getting in the car by the time I ran my fat ass all the way down there.
Uh-huh.
And but so he seen me coming, and he knew I was coming to him because I was like had my book bag over my head and shit because I had no idea how to fight. I was 15.
Right.
So he pulls out a .38 and shoots me in the leg.
Nice. Revolver, I assume? A little .38 stub nose of some sort?
Yeah, a little .38 stub nose, a little Saturday night special. Shoots me in the leg, gets in the car, hot wires, and drives it off.
All right. Jeez. So, how hurt was your leg immediately? Like, were you on the ground on the spot? Or did you take a few steps? Like, how did you notice?
It was like 1 or 2 steps, but I collapsed, and I couldn't put weight on it. What it had done, it had ripped the tendon in the back of the leg. And it pretty much knocked my knee out of joint because it kind of hit the bone and ricocheted and came out.
So this is just above your knee in the back, that tendon?
Yeah, it hit me right back there.
Uh-huh.
And it hit the joint socket and ricocheted and came out the left side of the leg.
So when you saw him pull the gun out, did you sort of turn and give him your back? Is that how?
That's what it had. I kind of crouched like a fetal position, and he shot me in the back of the leg.
That's my move, actually, for when someone pulls a gun on me.
I was 15. I was scared of dying then. I get them times now, and it's like, what you gonna do with that shit? I'm not ready to do the Bugs Bunny shit when the next guy pulls a gun.
So he shoots you one time and then drives away in the car.
Yeah, I think he was aiming for my leg. He didn't want to kill me or anything.
Okay, so what's your next move? Like, did someone hear the gunshot?
Lay there and cry.
All right, you were discovered by somebody.
Yeah, there was everybody there. I mean, it's a public housing thing.
Uh-huh.
When he fired the gun, all the little people started coming out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody dead? Is that white boy dead?
Nice. And they called 911?
Yeah, they called 911. And we lived near town, so.
So the ambulance picked you up and took you to the hospital?
I mean, it's just a standard. The bullet was out.
Dude, there's nothing standard about getting shot in my neighborhood.
It wasn't the first shooting that year.
I know. So anyway, the ambulance picks you up, and they're not impressed with your wound, I guess, because you're from Section 8 housing, and they're like, dude, this is weak.
This guy ain't got no insurance.
All this would have a real emergency.
Basically, the bullet had ricocheted and it came out, and it wasn't bleeding bad because it didn't really sever anything.
There was a detail there. It ricocheted, so it hit the bone?
Yeah, I told you, it hit the joint and came out the left side of the leg. That's why I walk with a fucking limp now.
All right. So, what did the doctors do? Did they just say, well, there's no bullet in there?
That's pretty much it. They wrapped it up, told you to stay off. They wrapped it up.
Stitches?
Clean it. No stitches.
Really? So was there an exit wound, too?
It was very small.
Okay.
38.
There's an interesting exit wound, and they wrapped it up, and I mean, it almost looked like a damn vampire bite.
And
I got a punch. Go ahead.
Wait. Dude, this is the Wings of Redemption got shot story, baby. You don't mess with this.
You want to make this big deal. I mean, your ass would have got shot, too, if you were there.
Oh, dude, I'd have caught that bullet with my teeth. Don't you mess with me.
He don't went Matrix style. The bullet time.
No. So
now
talk about the healing on this. You have a limp today. I guess, would they put you on crutches?
Well, they put me on crutches, but what it did, I just had to stay off it for 6 weeks, actually.
Stay off it? So did you go to school?
No.
So you stayed home for 6 weeks?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I don't know why everybody wanted to hear that story.
What?
You got a story. I got a funny story that happened here recently.
All right.
All right. We're all in the southeast, all of us are, but I am in the country. I'm out here where like your neighbor's a quarter mile away and stuff. So my dad was driving his house the other day, and in the field next to where he lives, he saw 2 dogs attacking a calf, and in this man's field, and they're like killing the calf, like they're mauling the calf to death. So he's got his AR-15 in the car, so he shoots the dog.
Okay.
And the other dog runs off before he can shoot it. Because he couldn't find the clip, so he just chambered 1 round and shot the dog. And anyway, so he goes to the man's house to tell him, these dogs killed it because he went out there and the calf died, like not too long after. He goes to the guy's house to tell him, your calf's dead, but don't worry, I shot the dog. And he gets there, and the guy's standing there, and the dog's at the guy's feet all bandaged up. It was that guy's dog.
Nice.
He's like, there were some dogs mauling your calf, and I went ahead and shot one of them. It's
a service I offer.
That's Max there. I think he's gonna pull through. Like most awkward situation ever. Oh man.
See, he would have had that problem with me because I carry a 1911 in my truck.
I told him I was like, if he had the SKS, he wouldn't have ran away.
Wings, you carry all the time? You always
all
have?
The time.
1911?
I carry 1911.
See, I'm not big enough to carry 1911, man.
I am.
The size
I'm
of a
6'4".
school book.
I'm 6'4", 300 pounds. I can carry a full-size pistol.
Kyle, do you carry it all the time?
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
I mean, the only time I don't carry, I put it in the glove box. Well, it's actually like a center console of the truck. I'll drop it in there if, like, I have to go into, like, a store or, like, a school zone or government building.
When I'm driving around, I'm always hoping for one of those scenarios where
oh my God.
some sort of elite special forces commando unit has been detached in my area, hired by Guatemalan terrorists, and they're going to try to take over the gas station. See, that's what I'm looking for.
Or an all-star team of international terrorists.
Exactly.
But do you work alone, Kyle?
No, I have a backup part. My cousin Scott, he's ready, willing, and able. He carries his 45, and we'll go in SWAT team style. He will swing in from the roof, and I will come in the back entrance, and we'll take him out.
I'm too damn lazy for that shit. I'd pull up, open the truck door, shoot right through the gas station window.
You're just always hoping for some kind of situation like that, where like, yeah, man, it'd be just like that Chuck Norris movie. If I just go in there and kill 2 or 3 guys, it'd be great.
Oh, sweet. It's gonna be just like Top Dog.
Exactly.
I carry a gun because I've had too many guns drawn on me. I don't want to walk with 2 limps.
He's a gangster, though, with 2 limps. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah. Pimp cane.
I'd have to be an FPS Russian video. I'd be so pimp.
Oh, you have to get a pimp cane is what you have to do.
That's a real cane.
I'd do that already if
I
I
just
were.
imagine when the arthritis starts setting in old age on that shit. Fucking, I'll be knowing when it rains.
Oh. Oh, man.
So should we talk about the Black Ops trailer, or should I do one of my cool story bros?
Let's talk about the Black Ops trailer. Brad has no idea what. You ever play Call of Duty, Brad?
No, I haven't. I haven't.
You're
I
not
play
missing
video.
out.
I play video games, but not many past like 1996.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we got to cover the Black Ops trailer, and I assure you, Wings, Kyle, and I have enough video gaming to cover the topic. So, what'd you think, Kyle?
I like what I saw. It looks to me like you're gonna have a Vietnam era shooter with some above. Looks like the graphics are better than Call of Duty 4, better than World at War. Maybe not as good as Modern Warfare 2, but the graphics aren't the biggest thing for me. The biggest thing for me is that the developer listens to the feedback, and they don't have their heads so far up their asses that they can't see issues with their own game.
You know
And,
so.
It looked.
Oh, I'm sorry, you wrap it up. I'll go then. So, on the trailer, what I saw was pretty cool. There were a lot of different guns. A lot of guys do gun analysis. I don't care what guns are in the game. For all I care, they can be all bows and arrows. It's more about the characteristic of the gun than what it looks like, which model they chose to stick it in there. I care about how much damage per bullet it does, how fast, the recoil. Those things matter to me about a gun, not what it looks like in my character's hands. So that's all cool. They have a crossbow in there. That's kind of interesting. I wonder what that's going to be like. I saw what might have been an explosive tip. Is this the next noob tube, the crossbow? I'm not sure.
See, that's what I'm looking at it as. I'm like, I see that shit. I'm like, that's just some shit some fucking scrub can shoot at me from across the map. I don't want that in my game.
It could go either way. Like, I can imagine a crossbow working something like a sniper rifle. What difference does it make whether it's a crossbow or a sniper rifle or whatever? You shoot the thing and it hits. If it's a noob tube, don't do that, guys. Noob tubes ruin shooters. It destroys them. Did you guys see what looked like might have been a destructible environment? Do you think that's a possibility?
Well, I mean, I don't know if we're looking at multiplayer or single-player footage. So, I mean, all the games have single-player destructible environments. It's just a matter of whether we've got them in multiplayer. And I would imagine Treyarch probably. I would imagine there'd be something like that, some sort of destructible environment. I like the. I'm hoping for just body parts flying. That's what I like.
I'm wondering how much of it's set in Vietnam, because two of the trailers now feature the Austrian Universal Gewehr, which was made in 1977. It didn't make it to the United States till 1988.
You had to go douchebag on us and go, it's the AUG, okay? Just call it the AUG so the kids know what we're talking about.
The AUG, yes, the Steyr AUG.
So it's supposed to be like Black Ops missions from the 40s to the 80s. And what I saw in the trailer kind of supported that. And I'm psyched about that.
I didn't see anything in World War II. That's what I'm excited about. I want World War II guns.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that too. Like a nice bolt action that kills without like you could take the scope off and make the thing a reasonable, like sort of a shotgun that works medium distance. I could see that being a nice weapon that would fit in and be somewhat balanced.
Yeah, I think obviously World War II or the end of World War II will be the very beginning of the game, and I doubt they'll focus on that too much. Their main focus is going to be Vietnam, I would say, because that's the major conflict within the time span that they're talking about. That and Korea as well, but you're going to have guns like the M16, the AK-47, obviously the AUG, because that was featured pretty prevalently. I saw a lot of machine guns like the RPD in there as well.
Why does the RPG keep making it back?
I don't fucking know, man. I'm tired of fucking RP. We get it. Like, I don't know. The guys that make these games need to discover something called Google. Okay, that's all. I mean, find some new guns, dude. There's lots and lots. There's hundreds and hundreds of variants of these guns. Stop it with the same shit.
Here's a tip. The RPD got discontinued in 1953.
Thank you. God.
I mean, there's an AK variation, which is more used than the RPD. The PTK is even a better weapon.
I'm psyched for this game. I'm psyched for the game. I wanted to like Halo. I put some effort into it. I probably played it 3 or 4 hours a night every night during the beta period, and I got better than I started. You know, I know I put up a video and I got a lot of advice from people and some techniques on how to deal with close quarters, etc. And you know, I put time in the game. I didn't want to hate it just because I didn't walk into it and instantly know how to play. But after I put some time into it, man, I just don't like that game. I don't like.
You shouldn't have to.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you shouldn't have to put effort into liking something. You know what I mean? If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. And like Halo's just not my style. The Halo Reach anyway is not. It just didn't go that way.
Let me make it. The RPK. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But so yeah, I tried to like Halo. I didn't want to hate it just because I didn't walk into it and was instantly good. But I'll tell you, walking into Battlefield was a much better experience for me than walking into Halo. And I'm sure there's a lot of listeners out there who love Halo and hate to hear that someone didn't like it. But I don't know, man. It just wasn't for me.
So, Brad, you ever played any third-generation consoles?
Yeah, a little bit. My wife has a lot of the more recent consoles, and I have all of the older ones, like the Atari 2600, the NES, the Super NES, the Genesis, the Sega CD, the Nintendo 64, and the Dreamcast and the Sega Saturn are all mine.
Atari 2600. How old were you when that came out?
How old was I when the Atari? I was born in '81.
So, were you born when it came out?
No,
it came out in the 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2600 came out in the 70s. But I grew up with one though, and that in the NES. I remember getting an NES and when they first came out in '86. Yeah, all the modern consoles like the Wii, the 360, the PlayStations and such are my wife's.
Who else has played the 2600 here?
I have one.
You have one. I had one
Yeah.
when I was a kid. I'm actually old enough to have had one.
Bust
And it'd be cool.
Bust out some Custer's Revenge.
I swear I played Custer's. My favorite was Asteroids. I played a lot of Pac-Man.
Oh God, yeah.
But Asteroids, I don't talk too much trash. I'm a beast at Asteroids, man. I could play that game for as long as I could stay awake.
You also said you were a beast at Civ Rev. See now that turned out.
Oh, lucky. Oh God, that's a totally different thing. It's a luck-based game. Asteroids is skill. I could play that thing for as long as I could stay awake. Usually I had to stop when I played dinner. Sometimes I'd have so many lives saved up, I could eat dinner and come back and still be alive at that freaking thing. And Pac-Man, I knew the pattern to get through some of the maps. And just let the guys, like, if you did a certain thing with your little Pac-Man, the ghost would just bounce back and forth in the same spot. You could collect all the dots.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you kill screen on Pac-Man, Woody?
No, there's a kill screen on. I know Donkey Kong has a kill screen.
Yeah, Pac-Man has
There's
one
one
too.
on. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they both do. Yeah, have you guys? All right, this is great. I just thought of this. This merges video games and movies. Have you guys seen Donkey Kong or whatever, A Fistful of Quarters?
Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Is
that's
that
a
not the
brilliant topic.
greatest?
Did you know it wasn't
thing?
that true?
It's mostly true.
They
Yes.
fabricated a lot of it, but it was still entertaining as hell.
You know, a lot of guys said, well, Bill was painted in a bad light. Dude, he still said that nonsense. He still
Yeah,
said,
that's-
I'm a
that's
lot
the
like
thing, too,
abortion.
yeah.
You either love me or hate me, or whatever his line was. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, how do you...
Mhm.
We're not
Like-
talking about the King of Kong, are we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, y'all said it by a different title. I've seen King of Kong.
That movie was awesome. That was
It's freaking great.
I love
Yeah.
the idea that this guy got laid off from work, so he was like he needed to master something, so he got a Donkey Kong machine and went to work on that shit. And he like the scientific approach he took to Donkey Kong was just brilliant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the truth is, like, they made it look like they invalidated all his records and used that. Remember that guy submitted a tape and he became the champion?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it turns out, like, 10 minutes later, off camera, they said, you know what, we can't do this, it's wrong. You know, he's not the actual champion. And then they added 2 records, one for live and one for recorded gameplay. And they act like the guy was really screwed, but the truth is he did hold one of the records. And You know, they
Not anymore, baby. I mean, some Asian guy took it down now.
yeah, a younger guy too, right? Somebody took it. It was like a month ago that someone got the new Donkey Kong.
Oh, was it? Because I checked like a few months ago, and it was still that whatever the guy that looks at Jesus with the American flag tie on.
Yeah.
Like that guy was still the champ.
And at the time of the movie, there were actually 3 people who all had semi-legitimate claims to the title, and they didn't mention
Wings,
one
are
of
you
them at
playing
all.
with a gun right now?
Yes.
God damn it! Put that away.
Did it jam?
No,
I can hear him playing with it.
besides, it's my Desert Eagle. It is in my
Oh.
1911.
Nice. You got
Is
the
it 50 cal?
Yeah, 50 Action Express, Mark 19.
Does it hurt to shoot those?
Just-
Everyone makes such a big deal.
No, it's not worse than like a 357 Magnum. It's
just
not
in
a
case
Magnum
you
cartridge.
feature engine block of a car. You never know.
I mean,
It doesn't
it's a 50
actually go
caliber
through the engine
handgun,
block.
but it's about the size of a 45. It's a little bit bigger than a 45 cartridge.
Have you guys been to boxertruth.com?
It isn't a 50. It isn't a 50 caliber Magnum. If you're asking, like it ain't a Magnum round. The 44 kicks way harder.
44 is a beast.
But
of
let
a
me get
weapon.
back to Box of Truth. Have you guys been to that site?
No.
Oh my gosh, you are missing out. So there's a gun enthusiast, and he tests all these things about whatever. You know, does a shotgun penetrate drywall? Right? There's this rumor that the shotgun's great for home defense because it'll kill people, but it won't go through drywall. Not true. Shotgun will go right through drywall.
Of course it will.
Of course it will, right? But I'm telling you, there's like widespread theories out there that shotguns don't go through drywall. There's a lot of people who believe that.
My shotgun will go through 6 layers of cinder block.
Yeah, there you go. I remember I was on a forum one time and it was like a
6
self-defense
layers of
forum.
cinder block. Is that a slug?
No, that's a 3.5-inch Magnum double lock buck.
I was on this self-defense forum one time and the guy was, and these were like the uber gun nuts. This guy was talking about he was putting dimes in his shotgun shells. He was reloading them with dimes for home defense.
Yeah, so
Imagine-
you would love
That would
that.
hurt.
That.
That would hurt.
Dude,
No shit. That would destroy you.
no. Box of Truth tests that. He puts dimes in there, and he puts other random shit, random stuff in a shotgun shell too. And then what he does is he shoots it. He shoots jugs of water for like human penetration tests, and then he also shoots other stuff. He shot up a car. He shot up books. Like if you want to know how many books, a 9mm and a 38, and he has more weapons than we do, and he shoots all these different things. He restores guns. You should check out boxertruth.com, and he'll put a lot of myths to rest.
I used to do it with magazines. I would see how many magazines like an AR-15 or an SKS could shoot through, and it's not very many. You'd be surprised. Like, I mean, you could make your own body armor with a couple good housekeeping magazines.
Dude,
Did you
a
use full
9mm
jacket?
got through like 22 inches of softcover books. It was huge. It
I
penetrated
don't
more than the
know.
45.
Oh, that's
We're using full metal jackets when you're doing your magazine test, Kyle.
yeah, dude. I took an SKS FMJ, and it only shot through like 9 magazines. Of course, those are Cosmo.
Yeah, but it only shot through like 1,000 pages of literature.
It's not, 9 Cosmo magazines.
Yeah, but
Cosmo-
you understand, when you're shooting a magazine, it's slowing its force down on every page.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I understand. I'm just saying, like that's a ton of penetration on. That's the same round the AK shoots. Like that's a pretty damn powerful round. It's a 7.62 by 39mm, and I don't think I tested the AR-15. I'm gonna test that. I bet it'll only shoot through like 6.
Try 30 caliber.
So
Full metal
Mythbusters
jacket.
did something, and they found that the real high-powered stuff didn't go through water as well as the low-powered stuff, like a pistol.
Yeah,
There's a-
disintegrate on itself.
Yep, exactly. I'm looking for the one where he shoots books, but I'm on the website now. You guys would love the boxtruth.com. He shoots metal doors. He shoots. People send him bulletproof glass to test, and
We should wrap it up here in a minute.
Oh, should we? No, cool story, bro. Okay, next week
Uh,
I'll say.
On a name drop right now before we shut this down. A guy recently came across me and asked me if I could steal a weapon, and he's starting a YouTube channel. His name is Tactical Tim. Anybody else got anything from him?
Yeah. I don't remember where, but I saw something from him.
I mean, I went and actually looked at his page. It's pretty cool page. So I'm gonna post a link in my description video.
Yeah, I'll do
Tactical
that as well.
Tim as well. I mean, you guys should check him out. Anybody promoting gun safety and gun awareness, more power to them. It's better than some kids saying, "Want to see my sick ass no scope?" You know.
Yeah. Like the old marijuana commercials. Hey man, you want to see my dad's gun?
See, my dad was the exact opposite. He'd probably hand me a gun to get me to stop bugging him.
Oh no.
Yeah, I got a 22 rifle at a real young age.
That's just not good parenting.
I was shooting 22 pistols at
This'll
5
quiet
years
him.
old. Took out family dog.
You know, when see, my parents were good though, because they knew if I was silent, I was doing something wrong. That's when you go look for them.
That's the way with my kids.
.com. If you guys want a cool fucking shirt, this shirt says infidel in English, and underneath it in parentheses it has infidel in Arabic. Badass shirt. I want it. That's awesome.
All right, we should wrap up.
All right. Yeah, well, I want to thank Brad Jones for coming to be a part of Painkiller already this week. I'll be linking his site, and I'll be linking his site as well. He makes very funny videos. He loves his exploitation. He loves his sheet eat movies.
I do. They're very near and dear to my heart.
And as always, with much love,